I've been very concerned about the factory, and in the recent meetings we've had with our partners, including the last one that we had last Friday, and another one that was held a week ago with the Swed people. It is obvious that Kalamba is at the forefront of their interest in terms of investment. So as a factory, Kalamba now must move to the investment portfolio, where the people of Makueni and the people who are the advocates, for, so to speak, of the mango production or the mango juice production should get the benefit. For a long time, even during the campaigns, a lot of people have asked the question, what is the value of Kalamba? They have never seen the value for money. Now I called the board because we wanted to discuss the governance structure, because we cannot discuss the investment before we discuss the governance structure. I have made some recommendations about changes that we need in Kalamba governance structure before we get into this. Whilst I received the report on what we need to do, we are now focusing on other lines. Means we are thinking ahead. In an audit conducted by various companies, including PKF, they were worried about whether or not Kalamba is viable. And the questions as to whether we should join other partners, whether we should list the factory, whether we should sell the factory has come into play. But fortunately, again, the new production line is now doing what I am now calling the ready-to-drink juice. Now, this is the game changer, the ready-to-drink juice, because we have been selling our juice in terms of our mango production in terms of pulp. So strictly speaking, we have been making a loss, because for every 1 liter, they are possibly making so many bottles of this. Now we are doing this 1 liter, 5 liter, and even smaller versions of this ones. And I hope that we can begin selling this in the market. We're waiting for certification so that this can now hit the market. But this is the game changer. The mango ready-to-drink juice is a game changer. Knowing that we are buying a lot of juice ourselves, all these markets, the highway, all the schools around will be the beneficiary of this juice. We hope we can get it into the market as quickly as possible. We have the best mangoes in the country, and this juice will possibly be the best in the country. Similarly, the factory has an extra line that is can produce water. So in order to utilize, and I must thank the board for being a little thoughtful and innovative. And part of the reason that I appreciate some of the work that they are doing is being innovative. We are not going to succeed in our programs if we are not going to be innovative, because it's the innovation that is going to sustain some of the projects we are doing, and particularly this one. Now, this is Makueni Mist. The water is collected from one of my favorite forests, the Makueni forest, which I fought very hard for it to be declared a water tower. Now, this is the answer to why people should conserve our forests, because our forests, both Makuli, the Chulu Hills, some part in Boni, are producing water that can be bottled and sold. Now, the water that we are buying in our functions, the water we are buying as a government, this is the answer. We can actually get this water, purchase this water, and make Kalamba a factory that can make money. We want Kalamba to be a going concern. If we are going to attract investors, if investors are going to help us, and part of the donors are asking us about what we call the investment component of Kalamba, they want to come and see that it is viable. When the fruit manufacturing companies and the juice packaging companies are coming to Kalamba, they're coming to buy our pulp so that they make ready-to-drink juice like this one. So I hope we can do more. And I'm praying that the possibility of doing hot water treatment for the mangoes that cannot produce juice, and so that we can cure the effects of the fruit fly, and also drying of mangoes. If we can get to drying of mangoes, and I hope we can do so as soon as possible, then all the production that you see in Makueni and what everybody has been asking will then come to pass. So I am happy to report that there is light at the end of the tunnel, only that my work here as the governor of Makueni was to make sure that the governance structure at Kalamba is an outfit that runs like a company that is making profit. We, as government, our work will be to facilitate them. Then we introduce a marketing wing for the authority. We introduce an investment wing for the factory, and then we'll be home and dry. So there's light at the end of the tunnel, and anybody, all those doubting Thomases, this now should end assuage their doubts. Everybody should sleep easy. That we'll get a time when, in fact, we will not be. We'll need to purchase our juice, our mangoes from other counties. I've said this about this factory, and I hope that when we sit down with my colleague governors of Machakos and Kitui, that it is possible that Kitui and Machakos can do a joint investment in Kalamba because they produce mangoes. So instead of Machakos doing a factory like ours and Kitui doing like ours, they can bring their mangoes to Makueni, and we can produce this sort of juice together with the other line items that we want to do so, want to produce. If Machakos can do a factory which can produce something else, we are more than happy to sell that product to them. And therefore, the thought of the industrialization of our products, the thought of having marketing of our produce, and I would like to thank the farmers of Makueni, and particularly this, what they call themselves Mahots, the horticulture and Mafruits. They're doing very well. And with the little investment, I believe that we can improve the livelihoods of the people of Makueni. We have a cash crop, and that cash crop is called the apple mango of Makueni.
The authority provides oversight for the operations of the Makueni fruit processing plant that was installed in 2017. At the point of installation, only one line that produces puree was installed. It has a capacity of 5,000 kgs of mango per hour. That line has been operational since then, and so far we have produced over close to 5 million kgs of mangoes. Last year was so far our best year. We were able to produce over 3,000 drums of puree that we are selling to juice processing plants such as Del Monte and others. 2 years ago, we were fortunate to get funding from EU Ideas-led project to add another line that is able to produce ready-to-drink juice. This line is funded by the EU and the Makueni County government. We've been able to install the plant, and we've done the initial trial runs, which show that it's a good plant. We've been able to produce a few samples that we are now that have not been sent to the market yet, awaiting KRA approval and a few other certification issues. The plant by the EU has a capacity of 8,000 liters of juice per hour. That's a big capacity, and because we produce based on the demand from the market, we are planning to use the additional capacity to produce water. Juice is basically a mixture of puree and pure water. So the pure water that will be produced from the extra capacity will be packaged and sold in the market. So we are looking forward to start commercial production as soon as possible, as soon as we are able to get the requisite certifications. And we expect that the people of Makueni and the people of Kenya can get juices made from mangoes in Makueni in their supermarkets and in their shops before the end of the year, as soon as we get the certifications that I mentioned.